whole world should be celebrating that guy.
I can't remember his name.
Me neither.
Why has that not happened again? Number one. And number two, how do we know something like that cannot happen with AI? Like that probability of nuclear war happening because of AI scares me more than anything.
It's interesting.
AI being in control and AI thinking that something happened that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like that scares me more than humans actually saying, you know what, fuck it, let's go.
Shit, I'm still scared about all the suitcase bombs that are missing after the Soviet Union fell.
What happened to
Not just the suitcase bombs.
a lot?
Yeah, but they started selling everything. Didn't Elon go over there when he was trying to start the rocket company?
Yeah,
He was like, yo, y'all got some rockets for sale?
There's a lot of bombs we don't even know where they are.
There's all the satellite
Are they
countries.
nukes? Yeah.
No, not nukes. I don't think it's nukes, Chris. Well,
Even
even
the former Soviet states, they have no idea what happened when those countries collapsed.
so, just so everybody understands what's going on. But like when the Soviet Union collapsed, and then all these other essentially like Soviet satellite countries started picking up their own.
Right.
They all had weaponry from the Soviet Union. So some of those might be nuclear warheads. I don't know if they're all nuclear. I would imagine they have like a good idea of where the nuclear warheads were. But they do have like sophisticated rockets, probably intercontinental ballistic missiles, and they were selling them shit on the black market.
And that's big.
That's great. Yeah, thanks. Shout out to Stan.
I'm going to recommend everyone read this book, Nuclear War Scenario by Andy Dick.
Yeah.
Star Trek scenario is not improbable. It just shows, it plays out exactly what will happen.
I didn't just know you did that.
I had to do so.
Oh, yeah, but how do we avoid? I want two questions to ask you. How had that not happened since the 80s? It was more advancements in technology. How had that not happened? How do we know that not happened?
I don't think, we know that's not happening. I think there's actually a fairly high probability of it.
Even more now, I would think.
Yeah, it's not.
That's the scariest scenario for me with nuclear war. Artificial intelligence, the way technology is advanced, there's a rapid nuclear war story. There was some kind of technological accident that happened that made Russia or Soviet Union think that United States had just launched 4 nuclear weapons. And it took that one guy to be like, this don't seem, I don't believe this is the case. If that guy doesn't do that, we're not here right now.
Yeah,
I was alive.
How many more times does that happen?
That's my point. Like, 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
The theory on nuclear war not happening is both sides have is mutually assured destruction. That's a tightrope that we're on.
Yeah.
Right? And we've maintained balance. So the quote is, you reasonably expect a man to fight over safety for 10 minutes. It would be unreasonable to do so without actually for 200 years.
That's what I'm saying.
We're going to fall off the fucking tightrope.
It happened in 83. It happened in our lifetime. Literally, we were born.
Yep.
But how has it not happened since then? That right there scares me more than Donald Trump saying fuck it, or Russia saying fuck it, or China saying fuck it. That scares me more. I do think that these people care about the countries that they live in enough that they would never do anything that would cause the mutual issue. That shit, an accident happening because of technology, especially in this day and age, that scares me more than something to do with it.
But I think that this is such an existential fear that most people that are concerned about everyday fears, maybe paying rent, paying credit card bills, paying student loans, etc. They can't even take it on. It's too stressful to even consider, right?
And there's nothing we can do.
There's nothing you do, so it's like it's such a privilege to be like worried about these hypothetical scenarios, but a lot of people don't even have the privilege to do that. Right? They're like, I'm not worried about Iran bombing us. I'm worried about where will I get another job because I just got laid off and AI is going to replace what I do for them.
Yeah, you got nothing to look forward to anyway. You like fuck it.
But if someone with, let's say, 600 years in the future looking back at us, we can look back at either one or any story.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions for that. In those people realize that nuclear war is about to destroy their civilization. It's like, if we're looking back at this moment, that's going to be the obvious reaction of where we're headed. It's very obvious.
That was your very latest political segment for the show.
That's what my hair's about.
Let's do some asking idiots, man. What the fuck is this headline in this picture? Idiots versus I just put this picture. Oh.
Getting this body is right.
Y'all have an age really either, bro.
Yeah, out here.
That's crazy. When you look at what year was that?
He's 20, we're probably 21 years old.
Look at that. Single and free then, single and free now. Shout out to
Were you an early adopter or just because that's what you did?
No, I had a hairband.
No.
Yeah. My long, luscious locks that now these girls are inserting into my head, but not me.
Man, they just do another dildo, bro.
Stop.
They did.
Stop. What's that?
Hold on. They said it's in Atlanta.
If y'all don't throw some dildos on the NBA court,
This gotta be Millietta. Just put up. This said that whoever did that grabbed it bare hand. Motherfucker raw dog the dildo in his hand, bro.
that's another green one.
It's another lime pink.
So how many green dillies we got out here, man? How many green? Yo, honestly, though, this is the best thing that you can do because it shows how many people are in the stands. Back in the day, the biggest knock on W was that nobody was in the stands, but every time a dilly was thrown, they sold out.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, if this was 2 years ago, you would know if you were a dildo, if you were one guy.
It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be fucked up if they find out people really wearing shit to the game. It might be women. It's gotta be women. I'm convinced now. It's women doing it. No. It's women doing it, bro. Because women are the only people that people would feel uncomfortable saying, what is that in there?
Why do you act like security would find a dildo?
Like,
That's when you go to
airport security.
It is.
you know, I go to the arena.
They don't pat you down.
You gotta walk through the fucking metal detector. You gotta take everything out your pocket. I think it's on
I
game
went
risk.
through airport security last night. The whole thing, they patted me down with the back of their hands, they touched my dick, all this sort of shit.
Where'd you fly in from?
LA, I was coming out of
But that
LA.
was the extreme back then. But I thought you walk to a guard, you walk to an arena, you go
Yeah,
to the
you
metal
put a
detector.
half-ass look inside maybe a woman's purse.
Nah. Not at the games. You gotta take everything out your pocket, put it in the bucket. I'll take your word for it.
Let's do that as a determinant.
Yo, how many dillies can we? That's a fantastic.
And minimum.
We're the idiots listeners do not do this. What I'm saying right now is whatever you do not speak.
Are you saying you're tired of seeing one game? What you saying?
Yo, if you want your team to win and you know they need a break, these girls are tired, okay, they're busting their ass. Exactly. If you need a timeout and your team doesn't have one, and you're a dedicated WNBA fan, you gotta put a billion on the court. Hopefully it's not suction. You hit right in half court, right in the center of half court, and make some ref have to dampen it up before he yanks the most suction again.
Jesus Christ.
Right. Come on, then when the girls got that, you got spit all over.
That's not how you do it. Let me show you. Listen, look guys, we're not sure that that's nonsense. Next week what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you an episode of Ask Me. So we'll save Ask Me next week. That should be right. As always, listen to this podcast, give us smart, give us intelligent, give us really absolutely right. But you look at this episode, there's a couple things you shake you right to where this podcast is.
We got an absolute banger of an episode with Dan Soder where we talk about stepdads and all types of stuff.
And his hair plugs.
And his hair tits. See me live in Rosemont, Illinois. That's Chicago this weekend. Then Tampa next weekend. Then you can see me in Poughkeepsie, New York the weekend after that. Miami, Florida, September 11th, 12th, and 13th. Bakersfield, California, October 3rd and 4th. Toronto, October 18th. And then Tulsa, October 24th and 25th. And then Bozeman, Montana, November 22nd. And then more dates, GiannisPapasComedy.com or HistoryHyenaspod.com or HistoryHyenaSback.com.
That's it, baby. Whichever one you want to go to. And then this weekend I will be in Oklahoma City on Friday, Tulsa, Oklahoma Saturday, and then August 21st Toronto, August 22nd Royal Oak, Michigan, August 23rd Pittsburgh, August 27th we are in Stamford, Connecticut. Our live show is sold out, so if you want to get on the wait list, go there. September 5th Chicago Theater and September 11th Theater at Madison Square Garden, and September 27th going to Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
It's just what it is. Go to ChristyComedy.com or HistoryHyenaSback.com, and we got new merch.
We got new merch coming up, so we will announce that very shortly. It's about to drop. Also, fellas, history and ladies, History Hyenas, Patreon.com/HistoryHyenas.
Yeah.
Denver.
That's Chris DiStefano. I'm Giannis Pappas. We got one of the best in the biz and one of our favorites, one of your favorites in the house. He's going on a big theater tour. Go to his website, get the tickets. It's Dan Soder, the guy from Denver.
Yeah.
Denver.
With the hair transplants coming in like a black woman.
Dude, don't mess with my hair. I had to fucking sleep it now.
It looks good, dude.
Hair tits have been on for fucking years, but this is a line,
Hair
baby.
tits is the best. We've talked about on the show many times. We think it's just the best coin term for hair.
Yeah, dude.
It's hair tits, and it belongs to you.
It's the 90s for boys with hair tits.
Yeah.
It's like the way women were getting tits in the 90s, boys are getting hairdos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, the way it's grown in and kind of become one, it looks great.
Yeah, it's settled.
And I said, you almost look like biracial.
Right.
Your hair's biracial.
Right.
You got, like, if Jason Kidd grew out his hair,
Oh, my God.
you use a pick to comb it?
No, it's not even that.
It's curly.
Dude, my hair has always been fucking. It's not. I don't think it's that curly though.
It's his hair. It's his hair. Yeah. All of a sudden, Dan Soder's from Oakland.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, for real though, ain't no morks.
Marcus
Hey,
Buster.
Marcus Buster, hey, for real debate though? In the bay?
Where did this come from?
It's his hair. It's his hair.
It's his black hair.
Jessica Pearson had that great black woman character.
Yes.
On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages, whether it's a unreasonable fast peep.
So much to get to. Thank you, please. I know. Thank you very much. Please sit. Sit your ass down. I know why you're happy. The tariffs have kicked in. Right, that's enough for real now. All year long, I feel like we spent the whole last year going, is it in? Is it really in now? Now it's in. And everything. Oh man, in fact, they say everything's going to go up now. Price. They say cars, $5,000 more than used to be. Coffee, how's that for a jolt? Because we got huge tariffs on Brazil now for a personal vendetta. That's the country. So coffee will be up 40%. Let me just say as a public service, never been a better time to start doing cocaine. We get 14% of our beef from Brazil. I was at McDonald's today. The guy said, "Can you afford fries with that?" Yeah, I was at McDonald's today. That could have happened. Well, of course, Trump says we're doing this because we have the trade balance and all that. Get that right, and the countries have been taking advantage of us. That's why we need these tariffs on. And like Libya has 30% tariffs because Libya. Oh, I am sick of going to Walmart and everything is from Libya. We got 30% tariff on Syria as if poison gas wasn't already too expensive. We have made deals with some of these countries. Japan, we made the deal last week, and the people there are not happy with their prime minister for making the deal. I love this. The prime minister of Japan, trying to defend himself, said, he was talking about Trump, he said, negotiating with him, he said, the other party, getting Trump, is not a normal person. This is saying a lot from a country where you can could deport all the workers who would be making the stuff. That would export and fix the trade imbalance. If all this seems counterintuitive to you, it's because Jeffrey Epstein wasn't at your wedding. I don't get Trump. I really don't. The tariffs, not popular. ICE, going around there with their masks, throwing people into vans, not popular. And yet he's doubling down on unpopular. I mean, the ICE thing, they're just going after more. They need more people, so they're having a recruitment program. No age limit now, they announced this week. Doesn't matter how young you are, to be 18, you can be old as dirt. If you like wearing a mask and throwing people in a van, and also a signing bonus with $50,000 signing bonus. You could put a porch on your house for that. Good luck to find anyone who could build it. But you can find it. And you know who's actually joining ICE? But not just supporting Dean Cain. This guy played Superman. Not because he's MAGA. He just needs the money. And it works out. He was already living in a van. Okay, so I kid Dean Cain, but no, I think he joined because he heard that lots of migrants were coming into this country, and a lot of them were bad actors. Room for one more. Well, that's not enough. We have another wildfire heading toward LA. Have you heard about that? Oh, the smoke is so thick, some of the ICE agents are wearing 2 masks. You know what? I'll say this for child molesters. When they grab you off the street and throw you in a van, at least they do it because they love it. You know what I'm saying? So look, people, whether you are fleeing ICE, or you are fleeing the wildfires, or you are a Democratic Texas legislator who's fleeing the state position, it's great to know that America is united behind one thing: fleeing. All right, we've got a great show. We have Dr. Phil and Stephen A. Smith. But first up, he is a Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist for the Washington Post, best-selling author and political commentator, and one of my favorite people. George Will is over here. I need a great historian to straighten things out for us this week, and you were the best one I know. So let me just begin by saying every day I see Trump doing something that no president's ever done before, taking on things. Like I read today he's still having the Olympics here in 2028. He looked around, who could be in charge of that? Me. He's talking about taking over police in Washington, D.C., getting involved in the mayoral race in New York, taking over the Kennedy Center. All these things. I remember when I was a kid, there was a cover of Time magazine, Nixon was president of the Imperial Presidency. This has been going on for a while. Tell me how far back this goes where the president just gets more and more power.
There's never been one like this, but it began under Woodrow Wilson, who was the first president to criticize the American founding. He did not do peripherally, but written right. He said the separation of powers is an anachronism. He was found in the room for a man back in 20 miles an hour. Tell you what, now he said we need continental nation. We need a strong, emancipated president. We need a marginalized Congress, differential position. And a president who feels that he can do anything he is not explicitly forbidden to do. What Mr. Trump is doing, happily, is looking on the bright side, which I'm not inclined to do. He's become an inadvertent educator. This term of his is going to be a long seminar on the wisdom of the founders.
I mean, among the things I was just talking about, the tariffs, that's not really something the president is allowed to do unilaterally, is it?
No, an constitutionally enumerated power of Congress is to regulate trade with foreign nations. Congress, however, in its absent-minded way, has now become a spectator of government, and it has given vast powers to the president. Either it gave them to him in the statute that he cites, which doesn't mention tariffs, and has never been used by a president for this, or they have given it to him, in which case it's an unconstitutional delegation of legislative power. The interesting thing is he calls this a 50-year emergency. That's an oxymoron. Something that lasts 50 years. The emergency is that we have trade deficits. Well, I have a chronic, incurable trade deficit with my barber. Once a month, I buy a haircut from her, she buys nothing. The emergency calls this a 50-year emergency. That's an oxymoron. Something that lasts 50 years. The emergency is that we have trade deficits. Well, I have a chronic, incurable trade deficit with my barber. Once a month, I buy a haircut from her, she buys nothing from me. She has a trade deficit with Iowa, because she buys corn products and pork, and no Iowan ever comes to Washington to get a haircut. Amazingly, it works, somehow. So explain the American economy to me slowly.
you know, I keep hearing tax the rich. I understand that. But they do. I mean, the rich do pay a lot. I know, because I'm rich and I pay a lot. Like over half. So
You're among the 1% who pays 40% in this country. It's not 1%, 40% of the income tax.
and I wouldn't mind doing it, except it doesn't seem to solve the problem.
It's not supposed to solve the problem. It's supposed to make people feel good. And what makes them feel good is envy. The tax code now is codified envy, which doesn't make people happy because envy is the only one of the 7 deadly sins that doesn't give the sinner even momentary pleasure. Pause when you get in the list.
I just want to know where the money goes, because I keep reading things like half the country cannot survive like a $400 disaster in their life. Like they don't have $400 in the bank or something, the car breaks or something. And the other half are buying Taylor Swift and Beyonce tickets for $1,800. Okay, and like I said, I pay every year more than half. The government pays more than half. Where does it go? If it's not helping and fixing the people who are one paycheck away from disaster, where is this money going?
First of all, that's probably a made-up statistic because it serves a political agenda to say that about people. Remember, this is a country people are literally dying to get into, so you can go to work. This is not a hellhole. Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh no, I don't think it is either. Oh, I like it, and I'm staying here, and no one's getting me. It seems like what dismays me so much about this country these days is nobody wants to even talk to each other. And we seem to be, I mean, I've been trying to preach here for a long time. Can we kind of come together? It seems we're going in the opposite direction. On the one hand, you have, I mean, this must be horrible for a guy like you, who you spent your whole life talking about how government tries to do too much, which it does, and spends too much. And here you have Trump, who is the Republican, who is aggrandizing more power than anybody, as we just talked about. And on the other side, you have the guy running in New York, Mandami, right? Okay, who's like a straight-up communist. I mean, he is. He talks about, you know, the things that communists say. I mean, he wants free grocery stores, free buses.
I want him to win.
You want him to win?
Yeah. I think every 20 years or so...
Wait.
Every 20 years or so, we need a conspicuous, confined experiment in socialism so we can crack it up again. Socialist slogan used to be, workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your change. The socialist slogan is, trust us, this time it won't be a mess. So, when the post-war Labour government in Britain was about to get started, one of their leading lights was a socialist named Murray Bennett. He said, what could go wrong? He said, we have a nation bedded on coal, surrounded by fish. It would take an organizational genius to have a shortage of oil. In 2 years, they had a shortage of both. That's socialism.
But where does somebody go if Trump is expanding government, and certainly the Mandami is advocating is expanding government, where does the person go who doesn't want to expand government? It seems like it's happening on both ends.
It is happening. Actually, Trump is the most inclusive president, the most progressive president in the sense that he wants to permeate everything in life. U.S. Steel is now nationalized by him, right? The Cleveland Indians want their name back, he thinks. There is nothing off limits to him. Name a prior president who says, my remit is, as you just outlined, everything.
So how responsible do you think Republicans over the decades leading up to Trump are responsible for him? Because nothing happens in a vacuum.
Well, it's a complicated process brought him to power. Once he got to power, Republicans decided that they were no longer an independent branch of government. They no longer had rivalrous jealousy on behalf of their institutions, which Madison presupposed as making the separation of powers work. They decided they were the blocking and tackling for the quarterback of Trump. They are completely complicit in this, completely disgraced.
And because you are nothing if not a man of principles, I mean, you left the Republican Party when he ran for the first time. Do they try to get you back?
I don't think they miss me, frankly. Political parties matter until they don't matter anymore. What we've learned, though, in this episode since 2016 is you cannot in our society have one healthy party. One goes crazy, they both go crazy. And hopefully, when one of them retains insanity, depending on which one, the other one will sober up.
Yeah, I mean, they're always trying to get me. They think they can just kind of get me over to the other side because I'm always criticizing the craziness on the left, happily, because it's there and it needs criticizing. But they don't seem to understand that they're never going to get me there as long as you're anti-democratic, which they are. They seem to conflate two things. One, that the Democrats in 2024 ran on the democracy as one of their big issues, and it didn't work. So they think, oh, therefore it doesn't matter. No, it didn't work as a political issue. It still matters. Sometimes the people are wrong.
That's okay. James Madison, in one of the greatest understatements in political history, says in 9 words in Federalist 10,